Hey all you cool owl and owlettes. Thanks for clicking into this week's lesson, underhand tossing. Like I said, we're going to go through a couple of the cues, which will help your form, technique, and then I'll explain the game. Some of you might have played it before. It's a popular lawn game, perfect for these summer months coming up. All right, but first, you're going to take whatever hand you like to toss with, you like to throw with, and that's where your ball is going to go. For this, you could use a ball. I've got a wiffle ball here. I've got a couple more in my pocket for later. If you don't have a wiffle ball, if you don't have like a small ball to toss with, because you're going to need that, I would say pause after I tell you what to do and go make a ball, which you can grab just 2 socks, fold them into each other, and that'll make like a sock ball, and you'll be able to do that. Also, bean bags work. I don't have any bean bags either. Those are all at school. So I have my ball. I'm a right-handed person, so I'm going to keep that in my right hand, and I'm going to use the camera as my target. All right. And so when we're setting up to underhand toss, different from when we're throwing overhand, where we want to be side to our target. Okay, we're stepping, throwing. When you're going underhand, you want to face your target. So your chest, okay, your belly button, right at the target. Okay. The next thing we want to do, that we do with all throwing, and this is a little more difficult because it's easy when you're side and stepping with your opposite foot, because that's just the only foot that really makes sense to step towards your target. When you're side, either foot kind of feels natural, okay, but we're going to go opposite foot. So the ball's in my right hand and I draw a line down the middle of my body. The opposite side of my body would be my left side, okay? So I'm going to step with my opposite foot towards my target. I have my ball in my hand. Okay, so those are your first 2 cues. All right, face your target, step with the opposite foot. This is a dated reference. I have taught for years about thinking about like a grandfather clock that, you know, you see those tick tock, or like a swing. All right, but for this purpose, I'm going to use tick tock because it works as far as when we're going. Okay, so face my target, step with the opposite foot, and then with the ball, it goes back, forward, and when you let go, when you release, okay, depending on how far your target is away, you want this object to go above your waist, above your shoulders. Okay, so when you let go, you want to let go right about shoulder height, maybe a little lower. That way it goes both up and out. And that's going to be important because our targets that we're throwing at, that we're tossing at, are going to be in front of us and at a distance. So it's important that we're able to go up and out, and that will allow for the ball not only to travel far enough, but also land softly, which for the game is going to be important. Okay, so when we put it all together, all right, facing my target, step with the opposite foot, tick tock, all right. All right, notice my follow through, my hand is pointing towards my target. All right, if my hand points that way, the ball's going to go that way. If I'm throwing across my body, okay, the ball's going to go that way. So it's really important that when you're going and you're aiming, all right, we want to follow through right towards our target. So now the fun part, and I have a couple different things set up here. You might have the actual game at your house. I don't. The game is called bags. Well, that's what we call it in the Midwest. I think y'all call it something like cornhole, or I don't know. But the basics of the game, if you have the set, you have 2 of these big boards that have a hole cut at the top, and you use bean bags. Okay, and you're tossing the bean bags, and if you land the bean bag on top of the board, that gives you 1 point. If you get it inside the hole, that gives you 3 points. And you play until one team reaches 21 points. Okay? For us, because some of us are younger, Some of us are older. Some have the equipment, some don't. I have some things I have just outside my house right now. Looks a little bit of a mess, but we've been hanging outside a lot. We have our kiddie pool, which is just a giant target, which is going to be great if I'm doing this at dinner time, so my kids are eating. But if they were out here, that's what they would be tossing into. I have my fire pit. That's going to be more you second, third graders, fourth graders. Okay, it's smaller. All right, and it's gonna provide more of a challenge. And then the real big challenge, I have my little chimney here that I use when I grill. That's gonna be an advanced target. It's gonna be tough for me, and I've played this game before a lot. So I'm gonna set this up so you can see at each of them, and we will go from there. So all right, so what I like to do is I'm gonna take 5 big steps away from my target. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it's a little windy, so you never know how the wind's gonna affect you. But I'm gonna step to the side a little bit so everyone can see. And I'm gonna go tick tock. That was far. Tick tock. Tick tock. Now, I made all 3 in the target. So 3 plus 3 plus 3 for our math whizzes out there. Give me a little bit of time to add up. Count on your fingers if you need. You can use both hands. That's going to give us 9 points. Now, for this game, if you hit the target and it doesn't come in, you're going to get 1 point. And if you miss, you just don't get any points. So right now I got 9. That was a little easy. So we're going to move on over. Oh, going sideways to my fire pit. Hopefully you can see that. Again, 5 steps away to do the trick. 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I don't really know that you're lined up so you can see that. That's better. All right, and we're gonna go tick tock. We're gonna count that. There's a grade at the bottom. 2, tick tock. We're gonna count that too. Rolling underneath the bench here. That's a real bummer. All right, and last but not least, we're gonna move on over to the chimney, which is gonna provide a real challenge for even the most experienced bags players. So this line seems to be about where I am. Tick tock. Oop, over 1. Tick tock. Oop, that's the point. Tick tock. That's 3 points. So if you add them all up, you can play against a family member. You can play on your own. Take as many turns as you need to get to 21. If you're able to do it each time. So that's 9 per round because you get 3 tosses each round. It's going to take you 2 turns plus 1 toss. Currently, 9 is 18 plus 4. I went over, and that's okay. Anyways, this is just one take on it. I would love to see your setups for this game. You can email them to me and let me know your scores. I miss you all. Hope you're having fun. Stay safe. Get outside. Wash your hands.